Hello, hello, we are live yet again. Welcome back to our TerrafirmaGreg playthrough. Okay, yesterday we were working on our warehouse and our cooking area. So I think today we're probably going to finish off that cooking area, and then I'd like to make a pathway out to the ocean where we could start building a dock because we are going to have to go explore outside of the island in a bit. Let's see, my stream manager isn't showing me. Refresh this. Okay, there we go. All right. Ooh, I also want to get a floor in this room that we have here. Our aged whiskey. Ooh, our whiskey is done aging. That's really good because that gives us the haste buff, the haste 2 buff specifically. So that'll help us later on once we start. Why? Yeah, okay. I've got sound. It just sounded very silent. Okay. Hello, animals. I need probably need to feed some of them, but I can't remember if I fed them last night or not. So we're just gonna ignore them for a little bit. Their friendship doesn't decay, so it doesn't matter. So our cooking area that we have. One second. Okay. Our cooking area over here, I think. So I want to get hickory for the roofing material here, but the hickory, I don't think we have access to hickory on the island. I keep finding hickory twigs on the island, but I haven't found any hickory trees yet. So I think we're going to just use some straw. It's over here. We're going to use some straw on the roof over here for now, and then later we'll remove it and replace it with hickory once we get access to hickory. And since straw is a material that we use for a lot of things, once we remove this straw and we can get it back and we can use it for other stuff. So it's not a huge loss to fill these out with straw. I didn't realize I'd need more. I just have that charcoal over there that I never dug up. Straw. Straw. So, okay. So that'll have our cooking area. I don't know where this bee is going, buddy. You're a little lost. Yeah, the hives are over there. I guess they might be looking for crops to deliver their pollen to, but these guys are just here for breeding, so they don't really have that opportunity. I could always move these bee breeders over there, but we're really close to getting up to crop affinity 10, which is the point where we kind of stop having to breed the bees. So there's not a huge amount of point to it. Oh yeah, like I said, I'd like to stain, or not stain, but daub the warehouse. So we're gonna need a lot of mud for that, and oops. Um we're going to I want to put flooring in the house as well, and I really like the look of the mud brick, the silty loam mud brick flooring. So I'm going to make some of those. We're gonna have to make a bunch of mud. I'm gonna go. Oh, I need a crafting table for it. So I guess I will just. Hmm. I don't remember if this mud accepts any jug though. So I guess a ceramic jug would probably be best because it only uses up 100 at a time. I should I should place the crafting table over in the workbench area though, or in not workbench, in the cooking area now that I think about it. And we do need to kind of extend out this area so that we have like a proper storage place for the barrels. But we're going to use something else for the flooring for that, and I don't quite know exactly what we're going to do with that yet. So we're going to wait on that a little bit. So the cool thing about mud, it would be nice if we had access to a place that had a lot of mud just out and about, which I think one of our coastal areas actually has quite a bit of mud that we could dig up, but it also has crocodiles, and that's not very fun. So, and it's also pretty far away. I mean, it's a decent amount away. I guess it's not, nothing on this island is like an incredible distance away. Okay, but this mud, if I combine this, I'm gonna do this full stack of mud here and combine it with this straw we have. And this will probably be enough mud bricks. So we're gonna place these wet mud bricks outside, and the wet mud bricks will dry and we can use those to make the blocks that we're gonna use for our flooring. The reason why we don't really use this for other stuff is honestly, other materials are easier to get, and the recipe for the mud bricks is not very efficient because it's the same recipe as making stone bricks, but instead of making 4 blocks, it only makes 1 block, which makes it a lot less efficient. And that's it. Okay, so we'll leave those there to dry. And we still need more mud. What was I going to do with the rest of the mud? What was I going to do with the mud? I can't remember. Silty loam mud. Oh, right, daub. Yeah. Okay, so let's make up another batch of mud. I'm gonna take, do I have, no, okay, that's the barrel of that's a barrel of whiskey in there. So I'm gonna take this water barrel and move it over here while I'm making the mud, so it's a lot easier. Oh wait, I can just leave those blocks there now that I think about it. I have a mod installed that has the visual effect for the crafting table, so you can actually like see the items sitting on the crafting table. I don't exactly remember what the name of that mod is though, so I'm gonna need my clay, and I'm really worried I'm gonna come in here one day and there's gonna be a creeper or something. But once we get the chestnut trees grown, then we'll be able to put the rest of those torches in there. And I did complain a little bit about the daub being kind of difficult to make, but it makes quite a bit each time we make it. The only issue is like all the clay, but digging up clay ended up being a lot easier than I thought, or more that it gave us a lot more clay than I was expecting. So I'm gonna do, how much clay do we have in here? And we have several stacks. So I'm gonna do up enough mud for all of these. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, so I'm gonna need 4 stacks of dirt. And luckily this makes it so that we we're using resources that we already have quite a bit of. Using the, I should actually just, I can spread out all of these, yeah, like that. It uses up a lot of resources that we have. I mean, we've been terraforming parts of the island a bit already, so using using the dirt that we've dug up is good. It'll help us reduce the strain on our storage space, which luckily with that warehouse up isn't really that big of a deal. It's just a little bit annoying having to make it this way. I think later on you can unlock, yeah, like you can do like mixer recipes that, um, actually no, I wanted to look up recipe for mud. Oh, there's the Greg tech. Oh, actually, yeah, no, well, I guess technically speaking, the automated shapeless crafting that Create just has that in general. And this will get us quite a bit of daub. I don't think this is going to be enough to do the entire warehouse, but it should get us pretty close. Oops, not torches. Okay. So we have 4 full stacks of daub. And it did take all of the clay that we had, but I think the thing is that the clay, when we dig it up, it gives us 4 balls of clay per block, I think. Which is why it's actually not that difficult. I mean, if we were living in a dry climate, it might be difficult to get clay, but I'm pretty sure parts of this warehouse are actually built on top of deposits of clay because, like, I just didn't want to bother with digging them up. We actually have, like, access to quite a bit. And this will make the house, or the warehouse, look a lot better. It'll make it look more clean. I think we might need one more stack of daub to finish this off. We still gotta do the other side. Yeah. So let's go dig up another batch of clay. This actually was, the daubing that warehouse was a lot easier than I was expecting to be. I was kind of complaining about it before, but honestly, it... Oh, right, I have my tool belt now, so I've got stuff on that. Honestly, it was a lot less painful than I was really thinking it was going to be. So let's go collect another round of daub. We have like 24 inventory slots right now open. So I'm just going to try to either collect... I'm going to try to collect enough clay to either fill up my inventory or we run out of this deposit of clay, whichever comes first. This one. It is vaguely cheating because I can see by mousing over it with jade which ones are clay. I think we're going to run out of this clay deposit before we run out of inventory space, to be honest. Yeah, actually, there wasn't that much left in here. Oh, okay, we're all under here. Yeah. So that used up that, but, well, you know, we got a lot less than I was hoping. Let's... it'll be fine for now. We're not really in the part of the game where we really need a whole lot of clay at the moment. We'll probably need more later on, but for now, I think this is more than enough. We'll get another stack of dirt and make that into mud, and that'll make us another stack of daub, and we can finish off the warehouse and then we'll just have the rest left over. And we'll probably need to use that dirt to do some more terraforming here in a bit as well. Let's see. Oops. Didn't do the recipe. Okay, and this will get us another full stack of daub, and then we'll put up the rest of the clay for later. And I think I'm going to move this barrel back outside so that if it rains, it can fill back up. So this will finish off this wall. Oops, shouldn't be holding my torches while I'm doing this. Okay, and that was much less painful than I had originally let on. I don't know why I was complaining so much about having to daub the walls here, because it actually ended up being far less painful than I had thought it was. I guess like it's just because you get so much clay when you dig it up, and the deposits are fairly big. Ooh, there's pumpkins out here. Those are bees hard at work. I really should place a few more flowers close to them because I'm pretty sure they do still go and grab the pollen from the actual flowers so that they can bring them back to the farm. So having some flowers a little bit closer would be beneficial for them. But these pumpkins solve our fruit needs for a while. In fact, we actually have like probably more than enough pumpkins. We're gonna end up like with rotting pumpkins at some point. So let's see. Okay. Do we have food on us? We have food. Oh, I forgot to put up some of that clay. So yeah, we're gonna replace that roof with that roofing material later on. I just want to get that straw up there because it's a lot. This daub in like maybe in this barrel. Um, the straw is just there for temporary to make it look better while we're waiting. I'm actually gonna let my character go a little bit of time without food because it'll allow me to fill up my saturation more, and so I won't have to eat as often if I do that. Okay, but our next plan is I cooked up some of the where did I put the molasses? The molasses is still in there. I need a barrel for molasses. Don't really have any open right now, so we'll make another barrel. Palm logs on me? Okay. Well, maybe we'll collect a palm tree on our way back. So the idea is that we want a road or something coming out from here. And we're going to want to kind of stake an area out for a dock, I think. And I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do the terraforming for it. If we're just going to cut through the land. We'll probably just do that. We'll probably cut through the land and kind of try to make a flat road. Oh, there's lots of ravines in the way. But this bamboo patch kind of lines up with our base a bit. Mind if I do? A nice little raspberry treat. So yeah, I think if that bamboo patch there can be used as kind of our guiding marker. And I think we'll collect these two olive trees along the way. But let's look at what kind of stuff we're dealing with here on the shore. Well, this papyrus is actually not dead yet. I'm gonna take you before you die so that I can get a little bit of your papyrus. I might as well take the rest while I'm here. It'll just be seeds, but that's fine. Okay, so there's even some jute that's still alive. Like I said, we'll just collect this. It's too cold for jute right now. We really should just kind of be collecting the seeds as we go for everything, because we're really reaching that point where everything's starting to die off, all the wild crops at least. So I do like the looks of this bay area we have here. I guess the seagull's ambient sound is still up. I think this area here forms a pretty nice natural bay. It's not a really big bay, but it's good enough for now. We're just gonna have to kind of figure out what like height level we're wanting to have everything at. But I think building our dock here is going to be our best bet. So if we bring that road out from base and just kind of go straight, I think we'll be in a good position to connect with this little bay here. Okay. So with that, let's go back to the base and start making our way out here. And we'll see what kind of difficulties we'll run into. I think we'll cut through that bamboo grove and use that as kind of like the guiding point, maybe? Or we could go a little bit to the side of the bamboo grove, which might dodge some of those ravines that were in the way. Wild oats. I don't really care about oats right now. The oats are one of the less useful grains that we can get. It's kind of weird that you can't make them into like oatmeal or something, because they are kind of one of the few grains you can kind of just eat. I mean, I guess technically you can kind of just eat everything else if you tried hard enough. Like, I think like wheat and stuff can be made into like porridge and whatnot, but the game doesn't really agree with that. I think what we're gonna do is, you see that part in between the warehouse and the cooking area would be a good pathway for a road that comes out. Let's get our shovel and let's start trying to make pathways between our major areas. Because I also have that, I have like a part aside that's for that 3 block, or I think it's 5 block actually, pathway in between the farm and the pasture, which I think we're actually going to end up moving that farm over onto the other side of the pasture, because I know there's some water out in that direction. Oh wait, these alpacas are ready to be sheared. Hello, alpaca. Why do you look different? Why are your eyes different? Oh no, it is just, they just look different when you're facing that orientation. Okay, I actually don't have, I'm gonna move some of the wheat out here to that vessel that we have on the ground. So we're gonna move like most of this wheat to that other vessel, because no real reason keeping it over here. We're barely even using it. And in fact, a lot of it's probably going to get processed into whiskey at some point. Okay, come here, baby. Hello. Okay, like one more feeding and they'll be at 100%. You're at 100% though. Ready. Ooh, and this one's gonna give birth soon. I'm gonna have to build out an actual area to keep like the babies so that I know which ones I need to feed. I need my bucket and my shears. Ow. Oak. 26 more days until we have our calf. Come here. Let me shear you. Oh, are you not? Oh, right. You're the new alpaca. Now you're ready to shear. I forgot we grabbed another alpaca. He's so small compared to the other ones. Where is he? He's only size 7. I think one of our females is smaller. Yeah, one of our females is size 4. This one's size 10. And then we've got our big boy over here who's size 18. But that gets us a lot of wool. Which we haven't been using the wool recently. Or we haven't been using it at all. But eventually it will become very useful for us. So I'm going to start using my shovel to make a path here. So you can see we have like a 5-block wide path, and I'm going to do this 3-block area. I'll start here so I can get a good feel for where this path is going to be. Torches. I guess we'll place another one here for now. Now this does happen to pass right by where our corn is and our handstone. I think there's some sugarcane juice down here. So we're gonna move this. Put our. Yeah, I should have left the wheat in the by the farm. So I'm gonna start doing our paths out this way, and then oh heck. And you know, I think at some point we're probably gonna move the house too, because this is quickly becoming like an actually developed area. And I think at some point, because we've got our little hut, and it's been serving us pretty well, but I'd like to have a larger, more permanent residence type area. So we'll probably move that later. Creepers in here. You guys let me know if you hear a creep. Seeds up. No creepers. It's really going to be stressful until I get to the point where we can light up the rest of that area. I need to make lanterns too. I keep talking about lanterns, and especially now that we have olive oil, I really want lanterns. But we don't have lanterns yet. Maybe that's one of the things we'll do before we leave. That way when I come back, everything will still be lit up, because lanterns last a really long time. I need some dirt, because I'm going to need to fill in areas. Actually, I'm going to take a lot of dirt with me. And I should put up the quern somewhere. And the quern can probably go somewhere like right here off to the side. Right here. I think we'll probably like put some barrels of stuff back here in these open spots. So, second. So, let's see. Okay, so we're definitely going to be putting some barrels back there at some point. Maybe some vessels too. I'm just kind of trying to get a bit of an idea on what we need to do for this area. Um, so I think we're definitely going to need at some point we're going to need storage up for like barrel because you can put the barrels on their side and that works out a little bit better for certain things like our yeast starter. I think we'll have with a horizontal barrel because you can easily take from it or something. Maybe I will fill in like those back areas with like stone bricks, and then we'll put, yeah, like I could fill in here with more stone bricks. I could even do more of these stone countertops in the back as well. So that could be one idea. But let's continue. We're just going to make out like this direction. And I'm going to be placing our dirt. And I don't remember if we have gravel back at the base. But if we have gravel back at the base, we'll probably use that to fill in like the lower areas. Okay. So we're going to path our way out. And we'll do this single wide for a bit. You know what? I need to go grab a hoe from the base because I left that hanging up on the shelf, and the hoe is going to be useful for collecting those like berry bushes and stuff we find along the way, because berry bushes can only be collected with a hoe. So we're definitely going to need this with us. Raining. Ooh, rain time is bee time. Let's reorganize this a little bit. And go check on our bees. So 6, and we'll swap around these so that we have pure 7s there. Nothing else extra on them. 6s? Okay, so we'll put 7 here. We'll slot this 8 further forward. Another 6. 5 and 7, so another 6. Swap the 7 forward. And this 5 is basically useless to us. They can't even... We're way past needing 5s. Okay, and these are both 6s, and we have 1 7. I'm going to slot this out for this one, though, because it has a lower mutant genetics. Are you a bush? Wild pumpkin. Okay, so this one has all 7s. This one does not. Put our 7s in. Okay, and then everything else should be 6s except for that one 5. Not sure. Okay, this one does need 6s. Is 6. There's another 6. Okay, so that means our hives are now filled with crop affinity 6. And they're doing a really good job of keeping up with the most of the crops. For some reason, this one out here doesn't get as much as the rest of them. And I think that eventually that will end up being solved by bees simply using up as much as possible. Like they'll fill up the crop plots with so much nutrients that they won't need to do anything more. And I'm hoping, oops, I need to scrape these before I put them in. Now's a good time to eat. And our diet's doing better. We need more fruit next time. So we'll probably eat up some more of the pumpkin. And probably put some, maybe the rest of that turkey that we caught earlier with it. Okay, let's get back to what we were doing. So, out here. And now we can collect these. I don't really know why we would want nightshade bushes, though. Oops, that was not what I meant to do. The nightshade bushes, I think their only use is to, like, poison food, which might be something that would be an interesting mechanic if we were on, like, a multiplayer server, if we wanted to be particularly devious, but it's not super helpful for us here. Oops. Okay. We're gonna cut through this section. And we're just gonna kind of try and keep going until we hit the ocean. Ooh, that rooted dirt can't be path. Means I can just replace it with normal dirt. Move the hoe over because we don't really need it right now. And we can collect this gravel, and that can be used to fill in some stuff later. And right now I'm just trying to get to the ocean itself. We are going to have to come back and do this pathway a couple more times because I don't want it to be 1 wide. I want it to be at least 3 wide like we had back at the base. But I want to get the pathway out because it'll help me visualize it a little better, I think. I'm going to go under these leaves here. Nope. Actually, we'll just go under this log here. It's kind of funny. And eventually we should hit a spot where this kind of starts going down again. And we're not digging. Oh, I'm out of inventory space. Store some of this extra dirt in my backpack. And collect that dirt we've been leaving behind. And I'm not sure. I'm sure eventually we'll probably level off some of this land later on if we end up using it for more stuff. I do kind of like the idea of this section, this pathway just cutting through the hills here. But I would like to get to the point where we're no longer having to deal with this and instead we're just going straight through. And this section, oh, actually this section is lower than or higher than I thought. I thought we would have to like put some gravel down. This is working out pretty well. I do like that we're collecting gravel because gravel, I like to use the gravel for filling in. Like I like to fill in the holes with gravel and then put dirt on top of it. Because I feel like dirt is a little bit more useful as a resource for various reasons. I mean, we used it to make those mud bricks earlier, but also you have to like put it on the top layer. And so if you run out of dirt, you have to go get more. Because like, and like have to, I mean like aesthetically, you have to put it on the top layer. Because I don't want to be like looking at the gravel on my, because like it won't even grow grass on it or anything. So you kind of have to put it on the top layer. And so you just don't like, it's one of the worst feelings to have to go out and specifically like gather dirt. And it just feels so bad because it's one of those things where when you don't need dirt, you have so much of it on hand. But then when you're using dirt, you run out and it's like, man, this is just not a very fun resource to go out and gather. Especially because like you're going to naturally gather more with terraforming in general. Nope, not what I wanted. I have no idea how close we are to the ocean. I can't see, so... There. This is the part of the stream where we have some nice Minecraft ASMR for a bit. Always so relaxing. Oh, hello, what are you? Wildebeest. Why are you not grown up? And also, have at thee. No, no, do not come here. Those things charge. Honestly, I probably would have preferred to let it grow up so that would have got more resources from it when we killed it, but... I've learned my lesson about the wildebeest. One of the ways I've died so far has been charged by a baby wildebeest. I don't know why that one wouldn't have been grown up yet, though. Might have to do something like put up a fence to stop mobs from coming up from that cave when we're trying to get to when we're trying to walk the path. We're about to reach a bamboo grove. I don't know if that's... Probably not that first one. Ooh, and we're starting to get to an area where we'll actually be able to see what's going on for a bit. I should probably put... No. I was gonna say, I should probably put the dirt in my hands, but I am right-clicking with the shovel, and I don't want to run into some situation where I accidentally place it when I didn't mean to. Let's turn it time. I don't know what happens if we dig out the bottom of bamboo, but we're probably going to find out. Yep, it does just pop. And let's see if we can go up here and... Oh, we're running out of inventory space again. We'll put up some of the gravel too, because we're not really using it. But I'm going to collect that bamboo that dropped if there was any more. More stone. Ooh, and that drops down. Cave. A small cave though. Let me just check something real quick. Okay. Alright. Here's where our gravel is gonna become handy, because I can place gravel here, and it will kind of spread itself out, trying to... That's the wrong one. I saw the hoe and used that instead of my shovel because my shovel was on my tool belt. And honestly, the hoe's not even useful right now because, well, if I'm if I'm digging underneath any bushes, I cannot tell. Keep trying to hit R for the keybind for the tool belt, but I forgot I had changed that keybind to Q. And I don't quite remember why. I'm pretty sure there's like some kind of reason where R is being used for something else, but I don't remember what. But I feel like R is a pretty good keybind for a lot of things. So keeping it open is a good idea anyways. He was a pretty good keybind too, though, so... I'm gonna be digging out here a little bit. Then I'll go back and place the dirt paths. We're running out of inventory space in our bag too, so we may actually have to go back. And I think if we do have to go back before we finish, then we're going to make a path on one of the other sides on our way back. On our way back out here, because if we have our inventory space filled, then we definitely don't need to be digging up more. We're using up this shovel pretty fast. Already halfway through with this shovel. But I feel like shovels are always the tool that you break the fastest. And that's probably just because, like, the stuff that you break with a shovel, dirt and gravel, just sand, gets broken so quickly. So it kind of just feels like it, even though you're probably doing the same number of blocks. Oh, my dirt. Come back. Okay, I feel like we've got to be getting pretty dang close to the ocean at this point. Or maybe not. That the first? That's like that second bamboo grove. I guess that place we passed must have been the first one then. I thought we had like bypassed it because we were going in a slightly different direction. We're at hit granite. That might be useful later on. I know certain rocks. This is probably like a granite uplift. And there are certain ores that will only spawn in granite. This. I want to get to the ocean. Oh, inventory space. And, okay, if we run out of inventory space again, we have to go back because we just won't have any. We won't have any in our backpack even. Okay, I'm gonna have to collect more. Or just pull it out of my backpack, I guess. But it looks like we're right at the ocean. Oh yeah, there's those olive trees. Okay, and we're back to where we're like at level with the ground. Sort of. Let's... Okay. So there's the ocean. So we've made it. Goodbye, dirt. That's fine though, because since we're at like the surface, I don't mind that dirt going that way. Because it'll look better than putting out gravel. Okay. But I don't want that much dirt going away. I guess we're going to need the sides to be built up later anyways. So this path is pretty much... Let's look a little bit more, because this path is pretty much... We're going to have to go through a boulder, which will be, I guess, fun to dig through. Oh, there's a little freshwater pond right next to our path. Is this all freshwater? This might all be freshwater. Oh, hello? Oh, my game crashed. Okay. Give me a second. Let me check crash report. I have no idea why it crashed. That's the first time it's crashed. So well, let's just relaunch it and see what happens. It'll give me a chance to get some water. Should be it. It should be up pretty quick. My computer loads this game pretty quick. Okay, come on. As long as it doesn't crash immediately when we load up the world, we're good. That's the joining part. Good sign? Good sign. Come on. Okay. Not 100% sure why it crashed like that. It didn't, um, the crash report didn't really help. It wasn't super useful. But who knows? Bound to happen every once in a while. I'm actually surprised with how well Minecraft runs nowadays, considering in the past it was much less stable. Okay, so we're gonna have to kind of decide what we want to do. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue out with like building a path out like this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start using gravel on the sides here. And we can cover that up with grass later. But I just don't want to have to keep dealing with losing our grass, our dirt blocks, when we can just use up the much less useful gravel. And of course we can always like just replace this with dirt later on. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to continue building at this height. Actually, I'll use gravel until we run out, I guess. We're going to keep building at this height here. And I'll build like a pier over the beach. And then maybe we'll have like little spots where you can go down from the pier to get to the beach and everything. But yeah, I'm just going to fill this in with as much gravel as I have at least. I think we're going to end up running out. But at least we're not using up as much of the dirt. I always like I don't mind using up the dirt, but using gravel first is what I prefer. And I did use up all of the gravel. Let's use up some of this rooted dirt too, though, because can I turn this into normal dirt? I cannot. Yeah, I don't think you can turn this rooted dirt into normal dirt. It counts as normal dirt for like crafting recipes, so I could have used up some of it to make that mud we were making, but other than that, it's not super useful. So we're gonna try to get rid of some of this. Didn't necessarily do that. And then I guess we'll just start using dirt the rest of the way. We can actually probably go over this boulder for the most part. We're going to end up digging up a lot more dirt and gravel later, though, because we still have to do the other sides. And we still have to, like, cover the top of this area. Because this is just, like, the base level where we put the dirt on top of. Which means we're going to have to clear out this section of cobble. And I think we'll stop our efforts here for now. Let's get the dirt on top here. Yeah, and then we're gonna continue building out. And we'll make like a pier, I think, over most of the beach. Or at least, yeah, we'll make a pier, like elevated up. Okay. The bad part is placing this on the sides here. Although this is good because once we get to the area where there's gravel, this will cover up some of that gravel. I don't necessarily want the exposed gravel like I mentioned earlier. I think what I'll do, now that I've got the good outline for everything, I'll start putting... I'll start just putting down the dirt and then coming back and doing the paths, because doing the paths is fine. It's just as much as holding right-click. And I actually do like the way that this mounds up off the sides, because it makes it look a little bit more like we actually like purposefully mounded the dirt up to make this road. But we're gonna have to go back to cutting through the area soon, as we're running low on dirt. Although I think we might have enough to finish this section, because we're reaching the end of the part where we have to keep mounding up like this. There also are specific rules for when the dirt determines to, like, fall. I just don't remember them. I've learned the mechanics for cave-ins, because those are, like, significantly dangerous, and it's really important to understand those mechanics if you're going to be building a mine. But for this kind of stuff, I feel like it's not nearly as interesting. Not as impactful, at least. Okay. We have this place mounded up to this point. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to cut straight through on one side and then come back and do the other side. Ready to collect all this bamboo. Oh. Destroyed that path. And it looks like it just, like, literally destroyed the block for some reason. I'm hoping that we'll be able to finish the... Really should be digging out. Well, no. We're gonna have to do a couple passes over this area before we make the pathway that we want. But I want to be mostly finished with the docks by the end of the week. So, oh, that hurt. Today's what, Thursday? Pretty sure it's Thursday. Which means we only have one more day of stream this week on Friday. So we have, double check. Yeah, it is Thursday. So we need, I don't know how that works. It's just completely destroy the block somehow? I have inventory space again, and we're definitely gonna have to deposit a bunch of our stuff. So what was I talking about? I'd like to get the docks done, or at least mostly done, by tomorrow. We have like, what, 7 hours worth of stream before we get there. But it's surprising how long it takes to do some things in this pack, so who knows how much we'll have done. Well, once I get the docks, we'll be able to... I'll make a rowboat, and it really does just kind of destroy the block. But I'll maybe make a rowboat, and that will take us out to the ocean. There's a volcanic island that I passed on my way out here, and the volcanic island I've mentioned before, but basalt spawns the rock. Underneath basalt will spawn gabbro, and we need to get to that rock layer. We'll probably try to do another vertical shaft like I did with the gold mine. The logistics of that were kind of interesting. I wasn't oh, put up more of this. A lot behind. The logistics of doing a vertical shaft with the way that the hold on, I gotta put up some of this stuff in here so that I'm not constantly filling up my inventory space. But the logistics of doing a vertical shaft with the cave-in rules in this mod pack are a little sketchy. If I tried a little harder, maybe I could figure out a better way of doing it. The way I had it was working fine, but it seemed to have, like, it wasn't working in the proper way. I think what I need to do is make, like... I'm not making paths. I'm going to pull up my torch. I need to make, like... I need to put the scaffold, or the, the support beams. I need to put more on the lower sections next time I do a vertical shaft. Because I was running into this issue where the staircase that was going down was going down faster than the... it was going down faster than the supports in the center. So I definitely need to figure out something with that. I think we're also going to need to make another shovel before we do another pass on this place. Because we're running low on shovel. But shovels are super easy to make. It's the pattern, so you don't know how the what's it called? Smithing mechanics, how they work. I like to do simple 1x2 down. Yeah, that's fair. That's a that probably is the easiest way to do it. Like, I'll show you, because I'm getting close to my base again. You can see it in the distance there. I'll show you what I did, and it's a little bit more sketchy. The reason why I dug the shaft the way I did the first time was because I knew for a fact that there was gold underneath me, because I had the indicator ore, and so I knew for a fact that there was gold, like, directly underneath me. When it comes to trying to find graphite, though, I don't know if there's indicator ores for it or not, because I know they recently updated the mod pack to have indicator ores for, it says for every type of ore, and I think that includes graphite, but to be fair, I'm pretty sure the chunks for that area that I'm talking about, that volcano I need to go to, I'm pretty sure those chunks were loaded before I updated the mod pack, so there's a good chance that even if they did update it to have that, it won't be there. But yeah, this was my first time really trying to do an actual, like, vertical shaft downwards, and it's a little sketchy, but you kind of see how I kind of did this pattern with the support beams spiraling down like this. Yeah, it worked really well until we started getting down towards, like, this area, partially because I dug into a cave, but also because it started getting to the point where the spiral was, like, advancing faster than I was getting the supports in. and some of the pattern kind of broke down a little bit as we continued on. You can see here, right around here is where the structure broke down a bit, but this is also right where I found the gold I was looking for, and I only needed a little bit at the time. But I do need to come back down here and put in more supports to stop this from caving in. Luckily with TerrafirmaGreg, there's not really as big of an issue with cave-ins. Like, you don't lose as much with cave-ins as you do in normal TerraFirmaCraft because they don't have the graded ores the same way that TerrafirmaCraft does. It's just the pure ores themselves. And this area, I blocked off this area so no guys would come up, but we're gonna go down here and because I want to show how lucky I got. Because I was tunneling down and I dug into this cave, and then if I go right around the corner here, huge deposit of redstone. I got so lucky that there's this absolutely massive deposit of redstone right next to the gold I was looking for. So once I get to the point where I'm going to need redstone, we're going to have so much of it. And there's ruby down here too, which will help us. I think, you know what, actually, I probably should take some of this with me while I'm down here because we need a little bit of ruby. I think my tool belt has my hammer, yeah. And this should be fine, right? Yeah. We need a little bit of ruby because I need to make my my gem saw so that I can do glass cutting. Pass on the Greg or overlay textures too for the next update. Yeah. Yeah. You're the one who did because I've got your texture packs. Where do they resource packs here? Yeah. Vexed visuals. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know you did textures for Greg Tech too. I thought I recognized your name, but uh yeah, I really like that was like the first thing that I added to this mod pack was your texture pack. I didn't know you had done the Greg Tech textures too. That's really cool. Yeah, the vexed visuals for anybody else watching, let me just show you for a second. Let me show you what happens if I turn off the vex visuals. I'll get to a place where I can like actually look at stuff. But if I turn off that resource pack, it'll take a second for it to load. But I can show you because we've been kind of spoiled on textures because the base textures for TerraFirmaCraft are kind of bad. Um, so which is why I've always used them. Uh, yeah, I didn't even know that these were different. Uh, ooh. And if I look up like lumber, yeah, look, this is what we could have been dealing with. What else? What else do we have? Ooh, look at that, those food textures. Is this the texture for, oh, it's barley. But like I guess I could just Burma. Yeah. These the worst ones are I think for Firmalife. Some of these Firmalife textures are just really bad. Like, oh, I think I've got some of the... Yeah, look at how different our cooking area looks with the texture pack turned off. Oh, okay. We're just not going to go over there. I'm turning the texture pack back on. Where did it go? Down there. So, I also... One of the other things I added in was this create computers. It says it's incompatible, but I don't... it's not. It still works just fine. Because OpenCC has some... they're not like necessarily bad textures, but they're kind of basic textures, and I feel like the create texture pack just fits better. See, this looks so much better than than the other option. Because CC tweaked we have. I really like whoever did these textures on these computers. I really like these ones. Yeah, right? They're so much better than the basic ones. Yeah, I'd played another mod pack that used those that used that texture pack or that resource pack, I guess is what we call them nowadays. Let me go back to it. Oh, that's not where it is. I can never remember where stuff is in the menus anymore. It's just called Create Computers. You can probably find it just by searching like Create Texture Pack or whatever. But it really does look a lot better, and it fits so much more thematically with everything else. Okay. We're full up on our inventory space, so I'm gonna go in here and we're gonna hopefully there's nothing spawned in here. I don't think things can spawn above ground anyway. Not 100% sure. But we're still waiting on the chestnut logs to grow so that I can fill in these pillars. But I need to organize all this stuff. Yeah, those I think it was like a steampunk mod pack that had those create computer textures, and I loved them so much that I kind of just use them in any pack that has CC tweaked in it. Let's see. Where else? What was I doing? I blanked. Gravel. Stone and our rocks. Rock and stone. No, the rocks are actually down here. The stone is up here. Plants. Seeds and all that stuff. I think I've been putting the bushes. Do I put the bushes with seeds or plants? I think I've been putting them with plants. Because, oh no, they go with saplings. That's right. Okay. And never decided where bamboo goes. Yeah, I'm gonna put bamboo with sticks. That's mostly what we use bamboo for anyways. Yeah. Um yeah, this was one of the projects that took quite a while to do. Okay. Just we're ignoring the lightning. Oh, I think the torches down here are probably burned out. But this is where we keep our... Okay. I'm not seeing anyone down here. This is where I've been doing my smithing. Although I'm pretty sure I'm going to move this back upstairs because I found out that like being this far underground doesn't really affect the temperature enough for it to be really worth putting this stuff down here. But I have a special plan for what I'm gonna do with this area, because if you look over here, because my plan was to have this water coming down in here anyways to use as for like cooling and stuff. But I think what we're gonna do is once we get to the part where we can start using create, I'm going to let this water flow into here and we're going to use it for water wheels, because otherwise we kind of don't have access to water wheels. And we would have to rely on windmills, which aren't bad, but water wheels just give you a lot more kinetic stress for a lot less space. And a lot less resources, because I'm pretty sure the kinetic stress for windmills is based on the amount of sails that you have in your design. And you may notice that I keep accidentally doing stuff using parkour, and I don't necessarily mean to. I just forget some of the stuff you can do with it. But now is the part where we look up at the sky to refill our thirst. And I need to make more food. I don't have any food on me. My guy's hungry. Since we're doing that, we might as well move this barrel section. Since we are done with... since we're adding in this cooking area, now would be a good time to rework this area. Okay. Um, close up all our barrels. And some of these may end up having some extra some stuff we can sort back into other things. The vast barrel storage that comes with playing this mod pack. I swear half of the early game in TerrafirmaCraft is just massing barrels everywhere. I want to make some more of those bricks like we have for the that section over there. So I think it's the Firmalife, the stone countertops, and we just chisel sealed bricks. This storage section, it did take us a bit of time to make, but it ended up having probably far more storage than we're actually going to need. Because eventually we're going to have to get, what's it? Eventually we'll have access to better storage things than these barrels. I'm pretty sure the next thing we unlock is the Greg Tech crates, I think they are. The quest book actually has some stuff. This is the progress we've made so far in this pack. So we've made quite a bit of progress through the primitive age, and eventually we should be able to enter into the Steam age, which is pretty crazy because this is what this is my second week of streaming this, and at 4 hours a stream, we have quite a few hours. I was looking at the time on the playtime on Prism, the Prism launcher earlier, and I have like a day and 8 hours or something, or 9 hours. We're probably up to like 10, 12 hours now. So we have like a day and a half just of playtime with this pack. And we haven't even entered into the ultra low voltage age yet. And it's really just because we don't have tin. We could have entered into it, but we need these bronze plates. And we don't have any tin on this island, which I'm hoping to find once we go out to that volcano. Let's see. But we've entered it. We're in